Okay, so my name is Adeolu Akiyemi, and today I'll be sharing with us about how we can grow an asset base of 100 million in the next 2 to 3 years. And I just asked the question about who is ready to build and are we excited about the possibility of building? And I can see a lot of yes, 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 yes in the house today. So I'm just going to get cracking right away. Um, on this very exciting and interesting topic. Now, of course, we want to talk about how to grow your asset base. And I'm sure everybody here today would love to be able to grow their asset base, would like to be able to look back and realize, that, they've actually done it. They've made it happen. They've been able to build an asset base of over 100 million within the space of 2 to 3 years. Now, people do not achieve phenomenal things because they are not willing to pay the price. So I hope that as you are here today, it is a commitment on your part that you are willing to pay the price as well. One of the things I've realized and recognized about successful, wealthy people is that they don't form class before they have class. They are willing to do whatever it takes to build. And I tell people building is not an exciting job. You need to mix some concrete. You may think I want to take the role of just instructing the people who are doing the work to do the work. I want to assure you that if you want to really build and you don't want to be cheated, then you need to get your hands dirty. You need to get yourself close to where it's happening. So today, I want to explain how to do this. This is going to be available in recording form when this is done as well. So if you're watching online, please subscribe, hit the notification button, and ensure that you're always following what we're doing here. Like, comment. That way it gets spread to more people. They can learn as well, and we can all together make the world a better place. I am the one doing the speaking and teaching today. You can have the privilege of being the one sharing it with others to listen and learn as well. So let's go quickly into the heart of what we want to talk about today. There's some very interesting topics I've spoken about over the years. I have a book on this topic as well, the paradigms that you need to shift about financial freedom, about financial intelligence. And one of the key paradigms is number two. That says many things you think are assets are not. So there's probably a way you have looked at assets before that we need to shift. We need to help you adjust the way you see assets and how you understand assets because you cannot build what you don't understand. So it's very important that you understand exactly what assets are and then you can apply this to ensure that you achieve the result that you desire. So the first thing I'd like us to look at today is what exactly are assets, or in broad speaking terms, what exactly should be our financial goals, what exactly are assets, and when it's clear what assets are, how do we build our asset base, and how do I know if I've reached the magic number of 100 million? How do I know when I've reached 200, 500, or even 1 billion? So I'm setting I put the bar low, not because you cannot achieve a billion or 10 billion, but because I sent the broadcast to someone, I said, 1 billion is too big, give me something small, and then I find it believable. And if you can do more than that, then why not? So if you're here today and your appetite is bigger than 100 million, sit tight. You're going to have value for yourself as well. So very quickly, one of the paradigms I've been busting for the last 15 years is a paradigm about security, about financial security. And my thesis or my theory over time, based on experiences and learnings, is that many people set their goals based on financial security. People don't want to lose their jobs. They don't want to lose their houses. They don't want to lose their freedom. They don't want to lose the things that they think they have. And then they want to buy their own car, buy their own house, stay safe from landlords, stay safe from pickpockets and bosses. They just want security. And this craving for security doesn't make us financially free. Okay, the fact that I'm secured does not guarantee me freedom, and it's a different ballgame. Security is different from freedom. Security means I am safe, I am locked in. Freedom means I can go out, I am free, I'm not uninhibited. I am not worrying about the pennies. I'm not worrying about how I'll be able to meet the next obligations. I am free. And we said many people unfortunately set goals to become financially independent rather than becoming financially free. And I usually say that people on the journey to financial security miss the turning that goes to freedom. And what is security? Security is having all the money I need to be able to solve all the problems I want to solve when I want to solve them. So making that money and having it in form of assets like buildings and cars becomes security. Whereas freedom is about creating systems that ensures that when I'm no longer able to physically work, I can continue to earn residual income. I don't want to belabor what I've shared over and over and over again. There's a difference between security and there's a difference between freedom. Security is I've built the house I'm in. I don't have to worry about landlords ever again. I'm secured. I bought my own car and I don't ever need to jump buses again. I'm secured. Security basically is the goal. I want to get a job, get promoted to the highest, earn my pension for life. I am secure. Freedom is I want to create systems that ensures that when I'm no longer working, I can be free because there's passive income coming in for me on a monthly basis to take care of my regular needs. If I will ask this class today, which one do you think should be your desire? Security or freedom? You can type your answer in that box there, addressed to panelists and attendees so that everybody can see your answer is either security or freedom. Okay, I can see Simon Barry says freedom. I can see Weissman says freedom. I can see freedom ringing, like the way Martin Luther King Jr. said, it says, let freedom ring. And I can see freedom ringing. Okay, so a survey was done, and you're familiar with this survey that basically analyzed Americans between the age of 25, around 25, looked at their life over the past span of 40 years. And by the time they were 65, evaluated them to find out how many were independent, how many were dependent, how many were still working, how many were dead, how many were independent, how many were free. And it was discovered that financial freedom was the reality of only 1 in 100. And that's because people are not schooled about financial freedom. People did not go to school to learn about financial freedom. Financial freedom is something that wasn't taught early enough. Otherwise, your first few years at work would have been, how can I build a system? But ladies and gentlemen, it is not too late. No, 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 it's not late. You're actually in good time. If you know you'll be alive for the next 2 to 5 to 10 years, then there's plenty that you can do. And today, I'm taking a twist of our regular gist. And that's because before today, last week, I had prepared all of us in this class for the possibility of market corrections by sharing with us that the way to go is dollar cost averaging, which does not respect any particular season. Okay, whether it's bullish or bearish, you buy, set yourself on a daily plan, on a weekly plan, on a monthly plan. You will not be shaken by the dips and the bends. And that's the capital acquisition scheme. Today, we're talking about how to grow your asset base in 2 to 3 years. Now, so what's the paradigm we want to shift? We want to shift from security to freedom. And essentially, freedom is about setting up a pipe. It's about setting up a pipe structure that allows you to turn the tap and then water flows. It is not how much you amass, but it's how much you can create to earn passively. Your goal is not a number, your goal becomes a system. It is not how much you acquire, it is what you build. It is not buckets, it is pipes. And these are the very basic language syntaxes that help you understand what freedom is all about. Okay. And I want to ask you a question today. Are you building anything that has the capacity to exist outside of you? Are you building anything that has leverage? If you are building a career, it doesn't really have direct leverage for your financial future like that. It's not a bad thing to build a career. Well, you can't just sit with building a career. You need to ensure that the funds you're making from that career is going into creating and building something that has the capacity to build a pipe system that can continue to flow towards you when you can no longer earn. So you need to be earning passive income. Okay, you need to be able to create passive income, not worry about how much have I made, but how much passive income am I generating. This is the freedom mindset. It's about not a number, not I want to make 100 million, but I want to build a system. And I'll tell you how asset valuation is done, because your assets valuation, your assets revaluation is a function of the productivity of that asset. And I'm going to explain that in very clear terms shortly. Are you acquiring or are you building? And there's so much that we do, to acquire. So a lot of play for people with crypto, when they put a lot of money in at once, is because they want to acquire. The people who put in a lot of money and are crying buy the dip, and they don't have any money to buy the dip anymore, are people who went in too deep. Okay, and now really they are drowning because they can't come out from that dip. But if you have done this year and say, you know what, I have $5,000, but I've divided it by 100 and I'm doing it 50, 50, 50 per week, it will take you 2 years to exhaust it. Build, do not acquire, seek to build. It is about pipes, not buckets. It's not what you are carrying regularly. It's a system you have put in place to ensure that something is consistently flowing through the pipes. Okay, if you are following me and that's clear so far, just drop in that chat box there, 111 3 ones. Let me know that you're understanding and you're following, and we can have that interaction. Now, very good. Thank you very much, Dr. Fumi. I can see you there. Now, so very quickly, and I can see Mrs. Okulesi as well. So very quickly here is a very interesting table that was first shared by Robert Kiyosaki. The first time I saw this table was by Robert Kiyosaki. And this is a very interesting table because it shows you the employee, it shows you the self-employed, it shows you the business owner and the investor. And it says that it belongs to four different quadrants. And there's a left quadrant and a right quadrant. And this quadrant is very, very important. This quadrant, this cash flow quadrant is so important. You need to understand it. You need to ask yourself, where am I in this equation, and where do I want to be for my future? Okay, it doesn't matter how badly where you are today is, it matters where you want to be in the future. And there's the left side of this quadrant and the right side of this quadrant. And on the left side of this quadrant, you have security. On the right side of this quadrant, you have freedom. On the left side of this income, this system, you have no leverage. On the right side of this income, you have leverage. Okay, and your reality is you cannot just graduate from one quadrant to the other without learning the skill sets, the attitude, the mental attitude, and the psychology of the people on the side of the quadrant you want to move to. Okay, so on the left side is where you have 99% of humanity. On the right side is where you have 1% of humanity. Okay, on the left side, people either work for money with their time, either they have a job or they hold a job. On the right side, they enjoy the leverage of people or the leverage of money. On the right side, 100% of your activity generates you total income. On the right side, you have 1% of 100% energy determining your income. Okay, on the left side, your income is dependent on your presence. On the right side, your income is independent of your presence. Now, if I ask you where do you want to be, left or right, I'm sure that everybody in this class wants to be on the right hand side. Now, ladies and gentlemen, there's a journey. Many of us, all of us, usually, averagely, the most of us start from the left side and gradually move to the right side. Okay, we start from the left side and we move to the right side. And the right side journey is a journey of building. It's a journey of building. It's a journey of ensuring that gradually, on a regular basis, there's activity you are doing that is meant to help you enjoy the leverage of people or the leverage of money. If I ask in this class, and I'm going to ask you and say to you, which leverage will you like to enjoy? The leverage of people or the leverage of dollars? Okay, I want to ask you that question. Which one do you want to enjoy? The leverage of people or the leverage of dollars? Okay, I want you to choose one. If you are forced into an option of choosing one, which one would you like? The leverage of people or the leverage of money? Okay, so creative investor says people. Anybody else? Which one will you choose? People or money? The one you want to enjoy the leverage of. Now, something very interesting. I'm excited that people are saying people, people, people here because a few people think it's dollars. They don't realize that the dollars doesn't usually come first. What usually comes first is the leverage of people before the leverage of money. Okay, that you will first of all have enjoyed the leverage of people before money will come. And then when money comes, you can now use money to begin to create more money, but you first of all need to be able to master how to enjoy the leverage of people. And ladies and gentlemen, we go to school, study engineering, study accounting, study medicine, study very interesting things that don't give us the opportunity for that leverage. Okay, it looks like my audio is breaking. If my audio has recovered and you can hear me, please say yes so that I can continue. If you cannot hear me, let me try to change my source. I saw internet breaking, but I think it's back in order now. Not recovered. Wow. Okay, so let me try and use another source and see how that goes. I hope that I'm not jumping from frying pan to fire. Okay, let's see. I'm going to try something else. Better. Okay, Emmanuel says it's better. Is it better now? If it's better, I'll just continue with this rather than switch over. Okay, good. Excellent. Thank you very much. Very good. Better. Okay, excellent. 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 If it's not better on your side, perhaps there's a delay. I'm sure it will get better as it progresses. Okay, excellent. So if I ask you here, and I'm excited that people are saying people, because it is better to start with the leverage of people before the leverage of money. And ladies and gentlemen, like I said, it is something that we grow. So it starts on the leverage of one person, the leverage of two people, the leverage of four people, and then the leverage of more people. And that leverage has the capacity to multiply into hundreds, into thousands. The wealthiest people in the world have tens of thousands of people literally working for them. It is pure leverage. Okay, leverage. Okay, can somebody type in that chat box there? Let me be confirmed that you're hearing me. Type in that chat box, I want leverage. Okay, just type it there, I want leverage. I'll see how quickly you're hearing me based on how quickly the feedback comes. Good, I want leverage. Okay, excellent. So I can see that we're back on track and you're hearing me exactly as I'm speaking. Now, so if you want to enjoy people leverage, and let me skip a little of this. If you want to employ people leverage, how do I enjoy people leverage? Now, listen, what is an asset? An asset is an economic resource of value that has the capacity to generate passive income. An asset is an economic resource of value. If my goal is freedom, I will redefine assets as an economic, resource of value that has the capacity to generate passive income. Once you start thinking in freedom terms, your definition of assets will change merely from economic resource of value. An asset becomes an economic resource of value. Value becomes what makes me safe if it's a security, but value becomes something that makes me free if it is freedom that is my goal. Assets in simple terms becomes an economic resource that has the value of producing passive and positive cash flow, including cash itself. Now, when I have assets locked down that way, then my thinking begins to shift. I begin to ask myself, does it have cash flow? Does it generate residual income? Can I stop doing this activity and I'll continue to earn? Is that possible? If I have more of this, will I be free or will I need to increase my security? Can it continue to produce without me or without my efforts? Is this something that can yield even if I am no longer physically involved? That will determine if it's an asset or a liability. Okay, and I think that's very important. So let's break this down. How are assets valued? How are assets valued? Now, if I'm going for financial freedom, okay, if my goal is financial freedom, then I have an asset when I have something of value that is generating passive income. A real estate giving me a rent of 1 million naira per annum is likely to be worth between 20 and 50 million naira. So typically, if I have a real estate, I have a building that is yielding me 1 million naira rent, it is likely that that building is currently valued at somewhere between 20 million and 50 million. Okay, that's for a real estate asset. Let's look at fixed deposits. If I'm enjoying 1 million naira as my interest on fixed deposits, by today's fixed deposit rates that are very small, it won't even reach this amount of money. Okay, it won't reach 50, it won't reach 20 to 50 million. Can anybody help me? Let's do a test here. What is, somebody here probably works in a bank. What is the interest on fixed deposits today? Okay, I'm sure I have different numbers based on different banks, but in the bank that you're familiar with and you work with, type it there in the comment box. What is the interest rate of fixed deposits today? How much interest will you get if you put fixed deposits in the bank as of today? Does anybody know? Does anyone have any fixed deposits? Or have we taken it all out and put it into cryptocurrency? Okay, so you're going to say it's 2%. So 2% means, for example, that by the time I'll be earning, okay, 1 to 4%. Okay, good. 1.75, 1%. Excellent. It means, for example, if I use 2%, it means if I have 50 million in the bank, I will be collecting 1 million naira per annum. Okay, at 2%, if I have 50 million in the bank, I'll be collecting 1 million naira per annum. It means that, the value of the asset that will generate 1 million for me will be 50 million if it is fixed deposits, roughly about 50 million. Okay, thank you very much for those numbers. Very, very good. Helps me to calculate very easily. So essentially, 50x, 50 times my annual income is what gives me an idea of the value that I put in the bank. So my fixed deposit of 50 million can yield 1 million for me per annum. A dividend earning of 1 million is likely to be from an asset of 50 million. Is there anybody here who has ever experienced dividend of 1 million? You know, my wife shouted today because she got some dividend alerts. Okay. And all the alerts added together from the dividend that she got today came to about 18,000 naira. Okay. And that 18,000 naira will mean that she probably has what? Upside of 1 million naira invested in those shares. Essentially, for you to get 1 million naira as dividend, you will have more than 50 million naira as the value of the capital that you have in the stock market. Okay, that's 50x. So stable assets will 20 to 50 times the value of their annual passive income. So somebody please help me type there, annual passive income times 50 equals asset value. Okay, annual passive income times 20 to 50 equals asset value. What we're doing here is getting an estimation for how to value an asset that yields passive income. And basically, because assets are assets and you want to be able to see how long it takes to repay, we realize it will take you 20 to 50 times of the value of the passive income you're getting to be able to achieve the value of the asset. If this is clear, if this asset and valuation is clear, please type in that box clear. I want you to type clear because I want to show you now how you can do this in 2 years. Okay, thank you very much, Felicia. Okay, times 50 equals the value of the assets. Good. And not passive income times 20 to 50 equals value of assets. Clear, clear, clear. I can see clear, clear, 3 places, and I'm sure it's getting clear. Now listen to me and pay very rapt attention because I want you to grasp this. If you're watching this video, this is where you really concentrate because there's something phenomenal that's going on here that many people are not aware of. Now, if you look at these examples, I ask you, how do you get this 50 million naira? How do you get this 100 million naira? In order to accumulate this value, I've explained to you how you can use DCA. I've explained to you how you can use DCA in dollars. I've explained to you how you can use DCA with Bitcoin. Okay, you can buy the deep, buy the high, buy the low, just buy over a stretch period of time. Give yourself a 5 to 10 year goal and keep doing it, and you can generate this asset base. And then you can take this asset and put it in fixed deposits, and you can take this asset and put it in real estate. You can do variety of this asset. But guess what? That's a purely money play, and you're looking for money leverage. It will take you longer. But how do I do this magically in 2 years? How have I done this? How is the person speaking before you able to achieve this? And these are very interesting lessons you need to learn, and it takes a lot of humility to accept. And I'll tell you, I tell people there are 5 ways to generate passive income. Okay, 3 of them require high capital. The 4th one requires high skill, high popularity, high fame, and the 5th one requires humility. The humility of having tried before and failed, the humility of being willing to go through a process that will allow you to realize that you're ignorant and be willing to learn. It will also require tenacity. It will require commitment and consistency. And that model you find in the network marketing organization, network marketing structure. And I will show you something, for example, that we use at the company that I'm involved in called the Grey Mondays, and how that works. Now, it says, listen and pay attention to this. Every one of us has friends. If you don't have 4 friends in this world that can trust you, then you are not even worth it. Okay? If you don't have 4 friends that can say, because you are involved, count me in. I don't understand the full details, but I'm excited to be a part of any team that you want to be a part of. Because what this is about is saying, you know what, there's a cost, there's a value, there's a system, there's a value we want to drive together. We want to help people with their health, help people with their well-being, but we want to do it together as a team. And I would like you to be a part of my team. Now, this model says basically, if I have 4 friends like this who are willing to be my team, and I can support them to have 4 friends who can be on their team, and we're not doing a money game. We're not playing a money game. It's not a Ponzi scheme. It's not a pyramid scheme. We're not playing with money. We're buying products of value, and we are building a team around a cause, meaning there's 100,000 naira somewhere that I will not be able to account for in the next 4 years. I will have used it to drink minerals, or I'll use it to eat biscuits, I'll have used it to take care of emergencies, I'll have used it to pay for things I didn't plan I will pay for. There's money around my life that will go to waste. And he's saying this one you can channel into the future, buy some products, get 4 friends involved to buy as well for the purpose of sharing with others, giving to others, whatever it is, or build a team, build a pipe, build a system. And this system says if you go ahead and you get yourself to buy for your use, to build your immunity, for your senior citizens at home, for your parents to support them, and you get 4 friends to do the same, and you build in less than 2 years, you can build a system that will ensure that you are earning somewhere between 1 million and 5 million on an annual basis. You can earn more than this. Now, if you look at this table here, this table shows you by the time you build 4 levels deep, you are already earning a million naira plus on a monthly basis. If you look at the numbers here, you already earn over a million naira on a monthly basis. These are monthly figures. These are weekly or monthly income figures based on how deep your organization is. Okay, based on how deep you have built. And you're not building on assumption, you're building on clear value. You're building on the proposition of promoting wellness naturally around your environment, around your society. And you're building on the premise of value created from within, for example, the African space, the Nigerian space, that is actually going around the world. So essentially, by the time you build 4 friends who build 4 friends who build 4 friends, this is a gold example. Okay, this is like the middle level. So there's a lower level, the higher levels. And we're playing with the middle level because that's the average. I say by the time you build like this, 4 levels, if 4 levels deep, you are already, this is monthly, already earning much more than what we're talking about. We are analyzing based on annually. And I'm going to show you what that looks like, okay, very quickly. So here's what I'm saying. I'm saying you can create passive income of between 2 million and 5 million naira annually. This is roughly about 160,000 naira per month to 420 naira per month. What does 2 million mean? It means 160,000 naira per month. What does 5 million mean? It means about 420,000 naira on a monthly basis. Now, this is weekly income plus monthly income plus quarterly income. Okay, and you can simply build to 3-star or 4-star within 2 years. And guess what? If you build solidly, people don't build solidly. So it probably will go beyond 4 generations and then it won't be very complete, but it's giving you an idea of an average. If you build like this solidly, by the time you build 4 or 5 levels deep, you already have that going consistently. If you build more than that, it can go to higher, 10, 20, 50, 100. And for the sake of analysis, if I'm able to generate passive income of 2 million naira, if I multiply that by 50, that's 100 million naira asset valuation. Ladies and gentlemen, many people overlook this. People are into different businesses for money grabs. They want to do quickly get grab and then use it to buy real estate. And then they burn their fingers at real estate because real estate requires learning and understanding as well. And because they've not learned what it takes to play in that route, they come back with, I bought property and, they've told me that the value will be this. I'm banking my children's future on the valuation of that property. And it's just bare land. There's no value there. It's not generating any passive income yet. Now, if you build a team, okay, and the parameters that make this possible are very simple. And I want to, I've been looking at it and say, look, I'm sharing with you DCA, I'm sharing with all of this. How do you create the income? How do you create the steady flow of income that is able to go in this direction? How also do you ensure that you are building a system that ensures that over time you can begin to earn passive income? I'm involved in some cryptocurrencies, for example, that do not have any value in the immediate. The value they have is because those particular tokens give birth to other tokens. They farm other tokens over time. That's the leverage of money. Now, in this business structure, I call the Green Mondays, for example, you have an opportunity to join a course of wellness with testimonies that are mind-blowing. I was in Oshogbo over the course of last week, and I listened to some testimonies that rocked my mind, that shook me, to say people are giving their personal stories of how the products have helped them, of how the opportunity has changed their lives, and how they can now afford to buy the things that they want to buy and go to the place they want to go and do the things they want to do. It's all a matter of priority. And all you need to do is find four. You can do more than four. This is based on four. You can do 5, 10. You can do as many as you want. There's a psychology that says we really can't manage more than the number of our fingers per time. So 5 is a good number, or 4 is a good number. And then when you have done with those ones, you have built them to bedrock, you can start with 4 more people and continue to expand your tentacles as you go. But ladies and gentlemen, the network marketing industry is overlooked and not sufficiently paid attention to for people to realize the value of what you can create here. You can create an asset base of 100 million by building consistently and working with 4 credible people. Okay. And if you have more credible people, the more the merrier, the more the fun. Now, basically, if you look at my analogy, I basically have stopped at level 3. I've said by the time you build to a point, for example, where you are 3-star, that's using the Green Mondays template, you are already earning about 300,000, 400,000, 500,000 naira on a monthly basis. Now, this is aside of quarterly leagues. This is aside of things that go on around during the year. This is aside of stockist value, aside of TP value, aside of all the extra values that are by the side. And the idea is, I want to build. And I tell you, listen, you don't really build anything significant in 2 years. So even though you have built an asset base of 100 million naira in 2 years, my personal recommendation is build for 7 to 10 years and have locked down valuation of billions, have locked down asset valuation that is in the billions. And how do you do this? The same way. Okay, anything that you want to build requires time. Two boys. One was fetching buckets, the other was laying pipes. Buckets have faster results, pipes show up longer. Buckets, will give you back pain. Pipes will give you his own challenges as well. It will take long. People will laugh at you. You'll be a laughing stock. People will wonder, what are you doing? Why is it taking so long? How come you have not produced anything for the past 6 months? For the past 1 year, it's very laughable. Okay, but guess what? It takes commitment, perseverance, and being consistent in building. And when you build, if you build correctly, a time must come where you can take your hands away from what you're building and it continues to produce. Okay, and if you look at the breakdown, I like this breakdown that I showed here, so you can have a look at this breakdown. This breakdown with Green Monday says, you know what? Thinking about you already, there are incomes that are active, that require your energy, and there are incomes that are leveraged, that are passive, that don't require you to do much. They just require you to build a team, sponsor and teach. And as you build depth that way, you are able to enjoy passive income. And then you have absolutely passive income that doesn't even require, that becomes an outflow of the work you have done. You earn it passively. It's not something you do, it's not even directly leveraged. It's not something that happens, that has capacity to happen because people are dropping in your team that you don't even know anything about. That's the structure that makes it happen. But ladies and gentlemen, I kid you not, the very first few years of building anything that will be sustainable and able to generate you passive income for life requires effort. Sometimes when you are building the pipeline, some people come and vandalize it. It's called setbacks. But setbacks are made for comebacks. I tell people, if you don't bounce low, you can bounce high. It is when you go low and you hit the surface, that's when you shoot up and you bounce high as well. Okay, they call it bounce back ability, but essentially it's saying building a pipe is not carrying buckets. Carrying buckets are exciting. You have results to show. You can sell and make the money and show your friends, this is my car, this is what I've achieved, this is what I bought. But people who are playing the long game, it takes a while for things to show, but you consistent. And guess what? Once you build it and you build it tight, it can generate passive income for many more years after that time. So what I wanted to let you see today is the same way you put money in fixed deposit, you have it locked in and it's able to generate 1 million naira per annum for you. If you build a network marketing organization, you build, for example, with the Green Mondays, my particular emphasis, because that's where I will support and you have my energy driving, and my energy is coming back now because for a while I said, let me support from the sidelines. I want to support from the front lines. And essentially say, you know what, if you build a system like that and you have a team that you develop and you grow, it takes a while. Okay, it takes a while, but when it does happen, it's irreversible. It's irreversible. You'll have built yourself a team that is enjoying the value, that is dependent on the value, whose parents, somebody was sharing with me a testimony of a man in Abuja was sharing with me how his uncle was dying. They had to move him from Benin to Ilorin so that he can die with family. And then, he had already put the money aside for the man's coffin. And then all of a sudden, The man refused to die. 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months. So he calls the man and says, sir, I can see you're getting better. Your voice is sounding clearer. What's going on? And he said, my son, is that thing that your father gave me? He has been giving me one drink like this and I've been drinking it. And he said, what did my father give you? And it turns out to be Reader Herbal Bitters. Okay, the man's life is sustained. Guy says, I don't have to buy coffee again. My grand uncle is in his 80s. He was looking like he was dying, but he's back to life. So somebody yesterday Shobo called me and said, sir, my father is the oldest man in Osun State. He's one of the sons of the Obas. His name is Alhaji Sikiruddin. Is 117 years old. He was dying. Okay, we just put a drop in his mouth, and that's what resuscitated him, and he has been taking it ever since then. That's why my entire family came for this meeting, because of the wonders that he has done in our lives. Amazing stuff. I heard something like, really, nurses, doctors, pharmacists, different people share what they've seen, what they've experienced. There's a nurse in the show that I saw that said, all my clients, this is what I recommend. It's been helping me. I've been having testimonies. There's, the painkillers are outlawed in my home. This is our topical analgesic, the balm. Amazing stuff. And ladies and gentlemen, so you are building a course. You are building something that will be valuable to help people in their old age, to help people boost their immunity against COVID, to help people around the world, back pains and a number of issues, high blood pressure, diabetes, etc. And guess what? You build a team of 4 solid people, and you build along the lines like that. You can build an asset that is valued at 100 billion in time. But for the sake of exercise, say, 2 to 3 years, test it out, build, and have that level of solid income coming in. And you cannot imagine, that in a few years you can have that asset value. And then if you are doing your DCA and ensuring on a monthly basis, you're chucking something small, 10%, for example, in something that is buying assets, whether it goes high or it goes low, you are doing that. You are well on your way to becoming financially free. I see somebody send wow to me and just send it to panelists alone. If you want to exclaim and you want to shout wow, shout the wow panelists and attendees. Let everybody hear what's going on and see what's possible. But ladies and gentlemen, you want to build an asset base of 100 million over time. This is what you want to do. And I tell people, for 95, and listen to me very clearly on this one, as I bring this to a gradual close, for 95% of humanity, there will not be an easier option. If you want to do business, you will hustle hard to be able to land into the spaces where you are able to create the assets that will generate the passive income. You will need to sink in cash way more than 100 million. But guess what? If you build a system and you operate with the leverage of people, you can begin in trickles. You can begin to see when what you are generating on a weekly regular basis is 40,000 naira. You can see when your weekly regular income becomes 30, 100. You can see when your monthly regular income becomes 150, 200. And ladies and gentlemen, I like you to do an analysis and say to yourself, how much am I earning consistently on a monthly basis? Multiply it by 50, and it gives you an idea of the asset value you currently have. Now, the beginning is not the work. It is a person that is able to persevere to the end that has victory. So what you want to do is, don't despise the days of little beginning. Know that if it takes long in coming, it's because it's coming big. If it comes quickly, it's already revealed. Okay, the pregnancy of a rat gives back to rats. They're very small. The pregnancy of a dog lasts for longer, 3 months, and gives back to a bigger creature. The pregnancy of an elephant lasts for close to 2 years, and of course, you know what baby elephants look like. The bigger it is, the longer we need to persevere until we get to the result. But ladies and gentlemen, if you are here today and you have had a view that has made you feel, all this network marketing is for people, no, it's for people that understand financial intelligence, that understand financial freedom, that understand what their goals are, and understand that you can enjoy the leverage of people by working with your close circle and then growing from your close circle to other circles. And guess what? There's more value in this than money, because there's relationship, there's personal development. Okay, there's a ton in this. There's personal development, there's relationship. And guess what? Somebody said one day he had a problem. He called somebody in the network who was a senior officer at road safety, and that bailed him out. Somebody has called a doctor to take care of something that was very personal to them in their family. The doctor has been able to help out. There's a lot of cross value that we enjoy on the platform of the business. And guess what? You can build. And the beautiful thing here is you are not on your own. You enjoy the beauty of leverage. You can have other people who you can work with. You can have the opportunity of having me work for you. You can have the beautiful people like Dr. Fumi and working for you, amazing people like MI working for you. You can have exciting people like Dr. Dora working for you. As in, essentially, basically, you bring people into meetings. We do Zoom calls on your behalf. You have support. You're not in business by yourself. You're in business for yourself, but you're not by yourself. You have support. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is what I had in my heart to share with us today, to give us an understanding of what assets are, to give us an understanding of how passive income works, to understand how assets are valued, and to be able to see that in this asset valuation, if I can create a system that allows me on the back of a course to build a team, to build an organization that allows me to begin to transit from employee to business owner, how wonderful would that be? Robert Kiyosaki calls this business model the business school for people who like to help people. And he says this is a business school to help you fine-tune your psychology, your attitude, and your behavior from being an employee or self-employed into being a business owner and an investor. There are skills you need. There are things you need to learn. And this kind of platform offers you just that opportunity. I hope that with these few words of mine, I've been able to help someone realize the value of this space and help someone begin to ask, okay, who has been the person talking to me about this, and how can I get, how can I move forward? Now, of course, I belong to the green community. I've been driving this and sharing a variety of information with you. Some people are here and are wondering what's going to happen with the $200 club, and I thought about it very deeply over the course of a few weeks. And I said, you know what? We're going to have that club. Okay, so the final daughters are happening, but that club will be exclusively green community. Okay, and it's going to be people that are in green Mondays building their team, because I want to be able to ensure that we're all putting our energies in front of us in the same line and be able to give account and say, you know what, this person, we were together. 5 years down the line, this is what we've been able to create, and this is how big it has grown. So I want to encourage you, find the person who has been pulling you in here and pulling you involved, and say, you know what, I know that it will be difficult. I know I will get rejections. I know it will not be directly as easy as snapping my fingers, but I'm willing to learn. And that's all you need. Because if you are willing to learn, we are willing to teach. If you are willing to drive, we are willing to support. If you are willing to go, we are willing to go together with you. Okay? This is how it works. I've had the opportunity of building phenomenal teams, over the course of my career, over the course of the last 14, 15 years. I was trained as a recruiter and a trainer. That was my corporate life. And in this industry, I'm having the opportunity of being able to cut across beyond corporate into knowing that people can be recruited and trained to become better people in a matter of 2, 3, 5 years. And then their asset profiles can also grow and develop. And we can, in our own unique ways, eradicate ill health and at the same time eradicate poverty. So that's it in a nutshell today. I have one question popping up in the window. Okay, it's not a question. It's somebody saying 111. Okay, and I think that's fine as well. Is there any question today? I'd like to take a few questions and then I'll rest it. We have 4 more minutes to go. If I have a few questions, please shoot me the questions. Is there anything you'd like to gain clarity on? And then we'll call it a day, and you better do something about it. Because for 95, and this statistic is from Robert Kiyosaki, for 95% of humanity, there is no better way. Okay, Eric Wall says it is a clear fact that we have a better way. What's your perfect career? What's your perfect career? The perfect career will allow you to work from anywhere you want to work. Your perfect career will allow you to determine your salary. Your perfect career will allow you to see the world as a bonus. Your perfect career will give you time freedom, will give you, all of those beautiful things. You can find that perfect career, okay, or near perfect career within the network marketing space. Okay, so that's something that I want you to pay attention to and have a look at. Somebody says, any questions? Okay, so are there any questions in the question box? No questions, just seeing comments. There are a few comments here. Okay, excellent. Okay, good. Somebody said I'll just share with somebody, and the person wants to join us on board Great Mondays. Well done. I might get a few friends ready to learn. Can I meeting be held to train them? Of course, yes, Simon Barry. Okay, you can basically, if you're working, whoever you're working with, it's a matter of setting up a Zoom meeting. If it's me, if it's not me and the person can bring me in, we're willing to help. This is all about how do we support, how do we assist, and how do we help each person grow. So yes, there are meetings to train. There are trainings happening every month. I'm doing a sales mastery training every month. for people, for different sets. We are currently on our third cohort. I'll be meeting with the sales mastery group at 8 p.m. So all of those kinds of things are happening. I was in Osogbo last week. I'll be in Abuja next week. We want to support, we want to drive, we want to do this like we've done nothing else before. Okay. How do we get in? Okay, is it by coming in 80K times 4? I'll tell you how you can come in, Tunde Banjoko. How to come in is very simple. After this meeting, buzz the person that invited you here, got you to come in here. Buzz the person on WhatsApp. You can start with as low as, for me, what I recommend is the lowest pack in my vocabulary is a solution pack. Buy something that is useful for you or for your parents, and start with that. And then get your friends to start with something that's useful for them or their parents. And then from what you have, you can give away a little, give away a few, okay, to get people to see this works. And as soon as they like it, they buy as well, they come on your team, and then we grow. The idea is you grow your team, and then all you need to buy on a monthly basis is what you need for your own upkeep, but essentially, we want to build a team. Okay, and there are presentations on WhatsApp every day. So you can invite your guests right away, and that can work. Someone says, how can we access the documents for material to study? That's very simple. There are documents available through the person that invited you. Wow, someone says Osogbo. Yes, I was in Osogbo for the last 4 days. I was in Osogbo for 4 days, Thursday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I left on Saturday. Sorry that you missed that, but it's not a problem. There's an office in Osogbo now. There's a support office for the students in Osogbo. Just go there and they will link you to where you can get value. If you want to join the WhatsApp groups, somebody has posted a WhatsApp group there. That's for the presentations, I think. If you want to be a part of the Zoom meeting, every Wednesday, there's a Wellness Wednesday with Dr. Fumi, I know, and a few doctors and pharmacists as well. On Sundays, there's Super Sunday. On Mondays, there's Money Mondays. Every Monday, we're here. We broadcast this meeting. On Tuesday, there's Testimony Tuesday. There's a lot of support systems to help you grow your business online. And offline, we're doing city tours, and it's going to be more intensive as more people begin to go around to various places. Like I said to you, if you have ever known me to drive something, you ain't seen nothing yet, okay? You ain't seen nothing yet. Because this time around, we have control on the product, we have control on compensation, we have the ability to take this globally to anywhere in the world. It's originating from here, from the heart of Nigeria. We are people of integrity, and phenomenal things will be done. So I want to, if you're interested in any of these bits, you want to create an asset base of 100 million, 2 to 3 years, just focus, be committed, set your goals, set your 7-year goals, set your long-range goals, and watch what happens within the next 2 to 3 years. Okay. I'll take 2 more questions and then I'll roll it. What value are you creating with the money contributed? Oh, Obafemi Oyewumi, very, very interesting question. What value are we creating? Now, the company has a bouquet of products, and I didn't have, what I wanted to talk about today is about creating an asset base, not even about the products. But if I can give you a synopsis, the company has over 14 SKUs. We have manufactured in Nigeria, okay, by the company, products that had tremendous value to people's health for immunity boosting. We have a solution pack for high blood pressure, for diabetes, for pain and arthritis. There are solution packs for a variety of things that help. We have testimonies. We've done preclinical trials. We've done clinical trials. We have myriads of testimonies released in publications month on month on what the product has done for people. So it's not being contributed, essentially. The money is being used to buy products. There's a margin in that purchase that is being used to reward the teams that are being built. So I hope that is clear. What is the methodology of the whole process? There is a portal, there's a website. Everybody who plugs in gets a username, and that username is their identification detail. And there's a structure where the usernames are arranged as people come in based on who referred you, based on who you came in through. And on every Monday, the value of what has happened in your team is calculated and you are paid. Okay, and that payment is available in your back office. You can withdraw it into BitNob. You can withdraw it into the bank. You can use it to buy further products. That's what you have from that value. So it's not just a money game. It's definitely not a money game. It's actually a value game, but there's a residual value of income being used there to create the potentials for passive income. It's a global concept. It's something that I'm actually involved in designing and driving for more corporate companies who are not absolutely inclined to this industry as a method of building agent networks to further, the causes of helping people achieve the things they want to drive corporately, because they are rewarded. The origin of network marketing was a corporate company who said, you know what will happen if I incentivize my employees to share this product with their friends? And they tried it out with just one level. I think they finally increased it to 2 levels, and they saw the amount of sales that they had, and they felt, wow, why don't we just structure this out and do this properly? And that's how Nutrilite was born. And that's how this industry, took its past, took its future, and ran. And there have been companies, billion-dollar companies, publicly quoted companies on this team. This company you're hearing about today is going to be publicly quoted as well. The manufacturing arm of it, there's a plan in place for that to be. It's a PLC already, and it's going to be exciting. So, ladies and gentlemen, we want you to come on board this. Let's run this excitement together, and let's have an amazing time. Okay.